hello, it's me. And so on this beautiful day, the weather is just nuts here. It's warm. The sun is out, which is why it's warm, of course. Yes, well, shall we? Today's topic, the utter basket case, which is British politics. Let me be clear from the outset. Let me state unequivocally and without reservation, British politics is... Yep, it can't be overstated enough. British politics is an absolute basket case, and we, the British people, are left standing in the wreckage of it all, wondering what we are going to do. And it's not very fair because life in the UK is tough enough right now as it is. Rising costs, spiralling corruption, and tone-deaf local leadership across the UK, which is literally putting its fingers in its ears at this point. No, I can't hear you. I can't hear a thing. Everything must be fine. Everything must be absolutely fine because I can't hear anything. And that's kind of where we are politically here in the UK. British politics is falling apart. It's dismantling itself one brick at a time. And why, you might ask yourself, would that be the case? The bastion of Western democracy, or at least one of them. A country that so many others look up to. Well, British politics is a slave. It has God knows how many masters, all of whom are whipping it into further submission in an attempt to fulfill an agenda which, frankly, is secret from the populace. Now, you can argue all you want about who the masters may be, but I think one thing is clear with the release of the Epstein files, the Mossad must be high up on the list. Oh, it's the Israelis again! I hear you cry. Well, they're just doing what they feel they need to do. And if meddling in British politics and bringing it to its knees is part of what they need to do, then that's their thing. Is it right? No, of course not. But Britain have been doing it to other countries for centuries. And so that old saying, live by the sword, die by the sword, has never been true. But as Britain's political system collapses, surely the question must be asked now, what next? Or, more accurately, who do you trust? Well, I have to say that looking at the long list of parties, it's clear that there are only two potentials. I was watching an article on YouTube the other day, which means it must be true, of course, about the defections to the Reform Party, Nigel Farage's Reform Party, and how this was going to make the party credible, more stable politically speaking, and yet all I could see was infiltration. Cuckoos in the nest. Reform at the outset had a great deal to offer to the people who felt that it was speaking to them. But now, with the introduction of defections, all I saw was establishment politics worming its way into a new party and thereby capturing it. And what about the Greens? No, I don't think the Greens can do anything materially constructive for the country, let alone govern in a credible fashion. We used to have a party here in the UK called the Monster Raving Loony Party. It was set up by a very eccentric gentleman. He would stand on stage year after year and get votes in the local elections. No doubt from people who were seriously dissatisfied with the current political system. No, there are only two options for me, and that is Rupert Lowe's Restore Party and Jeremy Corbyn of Your Party. Both of whom have a healthy disregard and disdain for establishment politics. Now, it's true, Jeremy Corbyn is part of the establishment in that regard. However, he was roundly ousted from the Labour Party and is now running as an independent. It's about as outside of the system as you can get while still being inside the system. I think, without a doubt, he is the most principled British politician there is. Nobody even comes a close second. And so if I was to say to anybody, cast your vote somewhere, it would probably be there. But you can't ignore the surge of the Restore Britain party under Rupert Lowe. What he's managed to do in a mere few weeks is quite incredible. He has already surpassed in numbers, if you believe the polling, Jeremy Corbyn's Your Party. Because he is doing what Jeremy Corbyn isn't or won't do. he is addressing the immigrant crisis, which is worrying a lot of people here in the UK. Many people are coming over in boats. They are undocumented and therefore illegal. Like the good leftist that he is, he's trying to be inclusive, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if that inclusivity also includes potential harm to citizens here of the United Kingdom, regardless of their race, colour or creed, legal citizens of the United Kingdom, then that is something that must crucially, absolutely be addressed. But the immigration issue has been hijacked by talk of racism. And yet I've not seen anywhere anybody saying that people who are immigrants who come to a country legally should be deported. No. You could extrapolate under some strange reality that that might eventually happen, but I don't think so. The world is already too mixed for that to happen. And the people who came here from far shores, rather like my parents, and contributed to the country are too numerous, and they have a political voice. And it's for this reason that even immigrants who came to this country legally, who have children who were born here, are finding Rupert Lowe a palatable option, a credible option, an option worth considering. One of the first things that he said was there weren't going to be any politicians in the party, that way cutting out the establishment and any opportunity to hijack the party. That, in itself, was a masterstroke. The party will have as its MPs business people from communities locally who understand the issues that are happening wherever they come from. And Jeremy Corbyn's Your Party has sadly languished. Now, effectively, if you, as I say, believe the polls, in last place. I don't think the monster raving loony party is still extant, but it's very possible that they're ahead of Your Party. Unless Jeremy Corbyn starts to speak openly and sincerely about people's concerns with regards to immigration and how they would tackle it with a robust system that would see illegal individuals sent back to where they came from in order that they might have an opportunity to come back into the country legally, they're going nowhere. The die has been set. The political mood in the country has settled into the landscape that we currently see. And it is all about people's fears. And Your Party are stuck in a rut saying how great it would be if we could just be so inclusive. And of course, it would be great if we could be so inclusive. I believe in that. My parents believed in that. But sadly, we don't live in those times. There is no doubt, in my opinion, and rather conspiratorially, I think that these people in boats coming over in droves aren't just coming here for whatever Britain promises. The news is out. The horse has bolted and the gate hasn't yet been shut. Britain is a bit of a basket case. And yet these people, these illegals, still keep coming. Now, I'm aware of the fact that they are very possibly fleeing terrible situations where they currently live. And you can't always just say, well, it's men of fighting age that are coming over, because men of fighting age, quite frankly, are the most mobile. That's just a natural byproduct of being young and of that age. But there is no doubt there have been cases here in the UK that have caused outrage, where violence from illegal immigrants has been directed to citizens of the UK through no fault of their own. And yet, what's being done about it? And there is no doubt that violence from illegal immigrants against the UK citizens is a thing. And Rupert Lowe is addressing those questions directly, and Your Party is, frankly, not. Restore Britain is growing in strength for those reasons, and unless Your Party under Jeremy Corbyn starts to be sincere and open and clear with its messaging with regards to illegal immigration, they're going nowhere. And that makes me sad. But for all that Rupert Lowe is and appears to be, and his spot-on messaging with regards to his party, its goals and its personnel, they're going to find it difficult roaming the halls of the British political system, totally untutored and frankly a little bit out of their depth. Corbyn is still the best bet. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe, and share. It would help the channel to get out to more people, of course. And until next time, do look after yourselves